How's it going? YouTube land, how's it going? I don't know. I got into the habit of always putting my headset on for the first couple minutes just to make sure that it's working right. I know it looks funny, right? But after that fiasco I had a couple times back where I sounded all weird, I just always like to check and make sure that I sound right. So, I don't know where to start. You probably have heard me say this before, but it just continues. My life is crazy. I worked 27 hours in 2 days. 2 days. 14 hours on Monday, 13 hours on Tuesday. So I am tired. And I have to go do it again here in about another hour or so. But it is June the 23rd. And it's 8 o'clock at night, Eastern Daylight Savings Time. We always like to save our daylight in this area because in the winter it's dark all the time. Maybe not quite like Alaska, but it's dark. So here we are, and we have a few things to go over with. I don't really feel like I have any big brand new news to share today. So we'll be kind of going over some of the stuff that's happened in the last couple weeks and looking forward, because again, it's June the 23rd, and guess what? One of the best months of the year is coming up in July. Got a lot of stuff going on in July, and I can't hardly wait. It's awesome. So there's a little bit different view. What do you think? How about that Camaro up there on the calendar? The big old ZL1. Anyway, so I have a couple of things. First of all, let me start off by saying this. I have one person that I think is probably watching right now. He knows who he is. I used to work with him. His name is John. Hi, John. I realized, was it last week, John? Maybe the week before? I realized why he probably doesn't send out any messages when we're live, and that's because he watches our show on TV. And I'll be honest with you, as many times as I've watched different shows on my TV, I'm not sure how to make a comment on the TV. So what I've always done is had it on my phone and then mirrored what was on my phone up to the big screen. And that way I could make comments on my phone and it would send it to the show. So if that's something that helps, I don't know if that helps or not, but maybe that helps. I don't know. Anyway, John has an amazing Camaro. And I just was thinking about it today. I think I'm going to ask John again. I get kind of frustrated and I give up. But I've been asking him for over a year to do a video on his car. And it's because his car is amazing. And he's had it for a long time. And he's kind of camera shy. He said, I don't want to be on camera. And I'm like, that's fine. But maybe I can get the information off of John about the car, and then I can just do a walkthrough or a walk around on his car. And I can tell you about his car if he will let me. So, John, that's something that I would really like for you to consider, because I honestly haven't done any videos yet this year on special cars, and I would really like to get your special car on my channel. So think about that. And if John, if your wife is watching, I don't even know her name, but Mrs. John, can you please convince your husband to let me do a video? And I have something else that I want to tell you real quick. I wasn't really going to go down that rabbit hole, but let's go ahead and I'm going to say one more thing about John. John, I have a gift for you when I see you Saturday. I'm going to give you a gift. Yes, that's right. I have MusicMan's Garage hats. Now, this particular hat is only one of two. I know I sound like a car guy, right? The other one that I had, this is actually embroidered in, and I really like this hat. The other one that I had was gray with black writing on it, and I wore that hat to work, and it destroyed it, basically. So this is the only one of two left of this particular hat. But I have another version of the MusicMan's Garage hat. I have a box of them, and if you're interested in one, I would love to sell you one. They're $20, but I'm going to give John a hat. I know John likes to wear a hat, and I guess, John, will you wear the hat? And I know that you always talk kind of funny to me at Cars and Coffee, and he says I'm a celebrity. I'm not a celebrity. I only have a few people that follow what I do, so I'm not a celebrity. Anyway, John, I'm going to give John the first hat from my inventory. I'm going to give it to him as a gift because he's so dedicated to my channel and he supports me so much, and I am looking forward to more of that. So that maybe that's a little bit of an incentive to, watch all my videos, hit the thumbs up. Please hit the thumbs up. For some crazy reason, I've got a troll out there that likes to hit the thumbs down. We're not even going to show you what that looks like. But hit the thumbs up, watch my videos. I've got more content coming out. Because I'm so busy, I don't get to put out as much as I'd like to, as often as I'd like to. But you guys, I have some more content coming out on my Corvette and my Camaro. And, of course, a bunch of shows. So show your support. Here's the other thing. It's totally free to subscribe. So subscribe to MusicMan's Garage. Hang out with me every other week on Tuesday on my live show. We'll talk about cars and car shows and things like that coming up and updated new information. So, yeah, thumbs up, subscribe. Let's reach 1,000. I really want to reach 1,000 subs. I think I'm at 655 now. Anyway, enough of that. Let's go ahead and get into the show. Now, I don't know that I really said a whole lot about it, but 2 weeks ago, I'm going to pull up my calendar so I can remember what I'm talking about. On Saturday, June the 13th, I had a guy come up from Anderson in Indiana and picked up Mr. Grinch. And because Mr. Grinch I had found a leak in the differential. And when I found that leak, I decided I didn't want to drive Mr. Grinch anymore because, it's the drivetrain, it's the back axle. If I continued to drive it and it continued to leak and there's no oil in it and it's seized up, then I'm putting a whole new rear end in it. So I called them up per my speed shop, Sean Fensler, that's who I go to, Bumper Wilson Tuning. He recommended RPM transmission in Anderson, Indiana. So anyway, Saturday, June 13th, they came and picked up Mr. Grinch, and they took him down there to RPM in Anderson. And on the 15th, they put put him on the rack, and they fixed the differential. So I was able to go down the 19th, which was last Friday. A friend of mine went down there with me, and he drove Mr. Grinch home. I'm not going to lie, I was pretty excited about getting Mr. Grinch back. I can't even explain it. I told Morgan last night, he's the president of the Northeastern Ohio Camaro Club. I told him last night, I can't explain it, but out of all four Camaros that I've owned, I love Mr. Grinch more than the other three. I don't know why that is. Now, keep in mind, I had a 23 LT1 convertible, brand new. I had a 2024 collector's edition 2SS, brand new, and I had the 23 SS1LE that I did a bunch of mods to. It was a blast. But for some reason, I love Mr. Grinch like crazy. Now, I do have to, let me explain something real quick. I did have Mr. Grinch on the market for sale for about a month. And I know my Camaro people are going to be like, dude, and they did. They reached out. They're like, why are you selling Mr. Grinch? You love him. You've put a lot of work into him. He's awesome. Why are you selling him? So I wanted to go on here real quick and just explain real quick why I had him up for sale. The reason that I had him up for sale is because there is a leftover 2025 E-Ray at Bud Chevrolet in Ohio that I wanted really bad. And the 25 E-Ray has massive markdowns on it price-wise, and there's an extra $4,000 off if you already have a Camaro or a Corvette, in which case I had both. I really wanted the E-Ray. It is a $100,000 car. Probably right on the cusp of, is that a word? Yeah. Right on the cusp of being too expensive for me, right? So I decided, because I wanted it so bad, that I was going to go all in, get rid of both my C7 Corvette and Mr. Grinch, and go for the E-Ray because it's an expensive car. Well, I decided, after looking at the numbers and thinking it over and realizing that how much I really do love Mr. Grinch, I decided not to do that. So what I did was I ended up going with a different C8, which in the Corvette world, it's kind of funny. It's called a base model Stingray. Now, are you serious? It's an amazing car. Like, come on. It might be a base model Stingray, but it's still a really nice car. And real quick, the math, the Stingray I bought was $75,000. And I got a little over 20 in Mr. Grinch. So that still equals about 100. But Mr. Grinch doesn't really cost me a whole lot to own. And, you know, the big deal for me is buying the C8. I'm excited as heck about the C8. But I decided, you know what? I'm not going to drive the C8 as much as I'd like to. So I decided to go ahead and keep Mr. Grinch. I was actually talking to a gentleman that was interested in my car. He came to look at it. And he said, he looked at me and he's like, this car is amazing. Why are you selling it? And I basically told him what I just told you. I want to get an E-Ray, or I want to get, you know, an expensive C8. He's like, this car is incredible. And I'm like, well, after I left that meeting, I came home and then I drove to Chicago, and I'm like, you know what? That dude is so right. I waited so long to get a Synergy Green Camaro. Why am I selling it? So because that dude actually was right, I went ahead and decided to keep it, right? So here's what we're gonna do. I just want to let's see. I'm gonna show you real quick a couple photos. I'm in the wrong spot. I don't know why I did that, but so anyway, I went down to. Let's see if I can get this back. So this is RPM down in Anderson, Indiana. I took a friend of mine with me. His name is Alex. By the way, a little side note about Alex. He is actually a really good drummer, musician. I've played tons of music with him. And he's on my music video. If you've not seen my music video, make sure you scroll all the way to the bottom. All the way to the bottom, and you'll find my music video. Alex played the drums on that video. Alex is the first guy that he actually took me to get my first Camaro in Illinois. He rode out there with me and drove my truck back. Whenever I need to move a car, he has a job where he works out of his house. And so he's able to, go with me and help me drive cars when I need to move cars. So that's what we did. See, and I went ahead and took the opportunity. I took the opportunity to go ahead and do some filming, take some photos. This is the first shot that I have. We rode down there in the Corvette, and he drove the Camaro back. And so this is the first photograph I have of both of my cars outside. Right, that's RPM. Just gonna scroll through a couple photos for you, and then we'll get to some really cool videos. That's a video. It's me chasing him up the highway. So I was really excited actually to get Mr. Grinch back. See, so I won't bore you with the whole bunch of those photos and stuff, but I do have a very large inventory now of photographs that I love. So I just thought I'd show you that real quick. Now, skipping ahead, I was pretty excited about being able to get Mr. Grinch back. Like I said, it's kind of cool because, sometimes you don't really have the opportunity to take photos and pictures of your cars because I can only drive one at a time, obviously, right? So it was pretty cool to be able to, to go to my favorite parking spot. My favorite parking lot that's not very far away from where I live. It's over here actually by Jefferson Point. I took my drone. We took some photos, and I'm going to show you. Let me show you this real quick, and then we'll move on. Some of the coolest shots that I've got of this car that I can take with my camera this is actually a picture of my car with my drone on the ground. Isn't that a really cool picture? So yeah, a couple of those. Anyway, so let's go ahead and move along. I got Mr. Grinch back, and I'm pretty stoked about that, right? And so let me get back to my notes. I'm really excited to get Mr. Grinch back, and it's so much fun to drive. Like I really want to drive him to work, but at the same time, I don't know that I really do want to drive him to work because, with me being in a semi gone all night, I am concerned about what's going to happen to my car if I go to Chicago. I could come back from Chicago and somebody could decide they want one of my cars more than me and steal it. So I'm really kind of hesitant to even drive my cars to work. Now last year I did it. I drove the SS1LE to work almost every single day. And in less than 2 years, I put about 15,000 miles on it, right? And so, anyway, I got Mr. Grinch back. Now, last time on the show, I told you that I was going to go to the Mustang Camaro showdown at Summit Racing on the 20th, and I ended up not going. And the reason why I didn't go is because, again, I work a lot. I was tired. I was up for 24 hours between going to worship team rehearsal Thursday night, driving to Chicago and back, getting back at 11 o'clock on Friday morning, and then jumping in a car and my Corvette and driving down to get Mr. Grinch. By the time I did all that and I got home, I was up for 24 hours. So I was really exhausted. And I decided, you know what? I think I'm just going to stay closer to home. And that's exactly what I did. I went to a little car. I went to Cars and Coffee Saturday morning. And then Saturday afternoon, I went up the road here to Leato for a little car show at the Country Heritage Winery. Now, it wasn't a very big show, but there were lots of classic cars there. This right here is my buddy pulling in his 45th Camaro. And here's Mr. Grinch. And I met this guy here with the yellow C7. We talked for quite a while. Anyway, this is a really nice show that they put on. There might have been, maybe 100 cars there. I'm not sure. At one point, it was really windy that day. And so I launched the drone, and I didn't really want to fly over everyone's cars because I wasn't sure what the drone was going to actually do. But I really did want to just kind of show you a brief thing of that. I went there Saturday, and it was a really good time. The show was from 2 to 5. There were several hundred people that came through. I know I had a lot of votes on my car. I didn't actually win anything, and that's okay. You can't win them all, right? But it's so much fun to see the joy in people's face when they see Mr. Grinch. And, of course, the kids, they love Mr. Grinch. I mean, who doesn't, even though Mr. Grinch is grumpy, who doesn't love Mr. Grinch, right? So I did not make it to Ohio for the Camaro and Mustang thing, but I did have a great time going up there to do that. Now, enough of that. Let's go ahead and let's talk about what's coming up, right? Let's do that real quick, because before you know it, it's going to be over with. So, obviously, this coming weekend, we don't have a whole lot going on. It's, I guess a normal weekend. As far as I know, there's nothing really locally here going on that I'm aware of. If there is, leave a comment. Let me know what's going on, and maybe I'll see you there. But as far as I know, I don't think there's anything special going on this weekend. And then, guess what? The weekend after that is 4th of July weekend, celebrating 250 years with America. How about that? Happy birthday, America. It's going to be an extra special blowout because it's the 4th of July. I don't know how many car shows there will be going on around here, but I plan on staying around here close by because the 2 weekends after that, I'm out of town for huge shows, and I'll get to that. So if you see my show, if you're watching this show, or you watch it later after I close it out and post it to my channel, and you know about something really cool going on the 4th of July weekend here local to Fort Wayne, let me know. Please put a comment. I don't want to miss it. Now, I'm going to struggle with, do I take the Corvette or do I bring the Camaro? But either way, if it's real close, I may go to it. And you know, even if it's a little bit, you know, in Michigan or in Ohio, I could totally drive there. I mean, that's part of the fun of having cool cars, is driving them, right? So that's the 4th of July weekend. And then, you know what? The weekend after that is one of the longest running Camaro events that I know of, that I've heard of. I don't remember how many years. I think maybe 35 years or something like that. Camaro Superfest, which is in Novi, Michigan. I went up there last year. And that is going on the 10th through the 12th. Now, on the 10th, which is Friday, you can drive your car on the Michigan International Road racetrack. I had plans to do that. The problem is with me getting back from Chicago at 11 o'clock in the morning on Fridays, and then like trying to go to Michigan and do all that, it's just not going to happen for me. So my plan is to go up there Friday evening, because what I'll do is make the drive up, stay in a hotel, and then Saturday all day is the show. That is actually going to be the beginning of my vacation, and I'm really excited about that. So Camaro Superfest, I don't really remember how many cars they have at that show, but it's a really good show. The Eastern Michigan Camaro Club puts that on, and there are a lot of people that are part of the Eastern Michigan Camaro Club that are also part of the Northeastern Ohio Camaro Club, and they kind of like, we work together with them, they work with us, we support them, they support us, and it's a really nice show. It's a big show. So that's what's going on July 10th through the 12th, Camaro Superfest. So then I will come home on Sunday, hang out for a couple days, and then on Wednesday, I'm going to go to Morgantown, Pennsylvania for Camaro Nationals. Now, if you have a Camaro, listen up. If you have a Camaro and you've never been to Camaro Nationals, you need to make sure you change that. You need to get your behind to Morgantown, Pennsylvania, to Camaro Nationals. It is one of the most incredible, by far, hands down, 110% MusicMan's voted #1 best Camaro show in the country. Now, I haven't been to every one, you know, I don't want to say I've been to every Camaro show, because I haven't. But it is phenomenal. Now, obviously, you go back, you can scroll back through some of my videos. There's videos from last year that I posted, drone footage. There's over 600 Camaros. Somebody bought out an old mall that's in the shape of an X, and every one of the hallways is packed with cars, right? For the Camaro Nationals, they put Camaros down the hallway in this old mall, and then all of the stores, all of the what used to be stores inside the mall are now packed with cars that are for sale, like collector cars, muscle cars, unique cars. They're all in there for sale. You can go in there and walk through, and trust me, I walked through there for 3 hours, and I don't think I saw everything. So it's one of the most incredible shows, and it's in this gigantic parking lot. There's a Holiday Inn attached to the Holiday Inn bought and attached a hotel to the mall. So you can walk out of your hotel room in the mall at the hotel, walk down and go through a doorway, and boom, you're in the mall, right? And it's incredible. Best show ever. I can't wait. It's the 16th through the 19th. Now, I'm going to go out there. I'm going to drive out there Wednesday. I'm going to hopefully help with setup on Thursday. And then the show is actually all day Friday and all day Saturday. I can't wait. I have people literally from all over the place that that I know from being a member of the NEOCC. I'm looking forward to seeing those people again. It's one of the best shows. Now, last year, what I did was I started off my vacation with going to Camaro Nationals, and then I left there and went straight to Bowling Green for Camaro Fest. And I was gone for 10 days. And when I got done, I was exhausted. I was worn out. And so basically what I'm doing this year is I'm trying to back up a little bit, spend some more time relaxing and not being gone for so much, because I'm already gone enough working my job. So the thing is, like, it's so exciting because we sit around and we wait, we anticipate these shows coming up. They come up, they're here, we have a blast, and the next thing you know, it's over with. And then we're like, what? So, yeah, I mean, there are other things coming up, and I don't really want to go out too far with it because, we get too far ahead, and I feel like when I talk about it every other week, then it feels monotonous. So I will put in a little side note. August is Corvettes of Carlisle. I've wanted to go to that for 3 or 4 years, and guess what? I have that week off also. Now, Carlisle, Pennsylvania is about 75 miles closer to Fort Wayne than Morgantown, Pennsylvania. So I have reservations to go to that, and I have a Corvette to drive there. The other years that I wanted to go, I owned a Camaro, and I thought, man, that's just going to be weird. But this year I've got the Corvette. And speaking of the Corvette, I'm going to go ahead and segue into that real quick. Now, for those of you that have watched, that if you watch my videos, you know that I bought a C8 Corvette. I couldn't take it anymore, and I bought a C8 Corvette, right? And so here's the thing. I'm looking at some photos, but I'm also trying to talk, so, cut me some slack a minute. So I bought this car, right? And let's see, I'm going to pull this in real quick. If you bear with me, let's pull this in, pull that in, pull this in. All right, this is my C8 Corvette. And I dropped it off at Super Sweet Cars. I couldn't think about it for a minute. Sweet Cars. Now, I live downtown Fort Wayne in the area of Main and Runyon, for those of you that know the Fort Wayne area. Sweet Cars is literally a stone's throw away from me. Now, I could literally go up on the roof of my house and I could see Sweet Cars from my house. That's how close it is. I have been into Sweet Cars probably 50 times because they have sweet cars. Trust me, they have some serious sweet cars. Corvettes, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, McLarens, you name it. They have, it's a used car sales lot. It's not a brand new dealership, but Chuck Shurak, which is the guy that started Sweetwater, started Sweet Cars. And a few years back, he sold Sweetwater, but he kept Sweet Cars. He still owns Sweet Cars. Now, out of all of the times I've been into Sweet Cars and walked through their showroom, I never realized what goes on behind the scenes at Sweet Cars. And what I mean by that is they have a really nice facility out back, right? And I didn't realize this, but I was talking to some people about I bought some wheels to put on my car. They are E5 wheels. I think I might have showed you a photo of those. I don't know if I have or not. But I also bought a spoiler for the back of this car because I think, in my opinion, the back end of the car just doesn't look right without any kind of spoiler on the back of the car. I don't know why, but you know, these are the stock wheels that came on the car. Now the new wheels that I got are a 1/2 inch wider, so they're going to stick out and they'll be more flush with the edge of the fender, right? Anyway, the back of this car just doesn't look complete to me. And so I found a place. Actually, I met these people in Bowling Green when I went down there for Michelin Bash, and it's called Racing Sport Concepts, and they are over in the Columbus, Ohio area, and they make carbon fiber racing components for your car. Now, as we all know, carbon fiber is expensive, but it's also very light. And it's designed for keeping your car as light as possible. Am I going to race my car? No. But for the money, I was able to pick up a spoiler, carbon fiber spoiler, to be exact. And I found out through talking to several people, Scott, you know, he's got 3 or 4 Chevys. I asked him, who do you trust to put a spoiler on your car? And he's like, definitely Sweet Cars. And I asked about getting some calipers painted, because I'm thinking about, you know, I was going to paint the calipers red on my C7. Where do you go? He's like, definitely Sweet Cars. Take it to Sweet Cars. They do a wonderful job. So I dropped my car off, and today they are putting a spoiler on the back of my car. They are also installing the wheels. They take the stock wheel off the car. They take the tire off the rim, put it on the new rim, balance it, and then remount it on the car. My car is going to look amazing. And if you bear with me, for just a moment, I'm going to show you a photograph of my idea of what I want this car to look like. Now, keep in mind, this is a computer rendering, right? Let me see if I can find this real quick. Seems like I got to go back pretty far to find it. I'm getting close. Bear with me. Here we go. Here it is. So this is the photo that I built on Chevrolet.com. And this is basically my car. Blade silver metallic. And it's got the blue Santorini seats in it, right? And these are stock OEM wheels. I added that to the configurator when I built it. And then this is a OEM GM high wing on the back of the car. Now, my car is going to look like this, but obviously my wing is carbon fiber and my wheels are not OEM. They are E5 wheels. Now, the other thing, and again, you guys are the ones that know this because you watch my show and you stay tuned and you watch my videos. I'm going to put what they call a tuxedo wrap on this car. And what a tuxedo wrap is everything from this line, like the top of the door, all the way back across the top of the fender. Everything from here up will be black. So they're going to wrap the top of my car in a black vinyl. So the A-pillars, this strip across the front, the roof, and again, I put a black roof on this car to kind of give an idea, down this part, and it's going to slope off and go right across there. It's all going to be black. It's called a tuxedo wrap. I didn't realize that they had a special name for it until I started checking into it. Now, I have an appointment in August to do that back up there at Lux Auto. They did the window tint a couple weeks ago, and they're going to put PPF on the whole front clip of this car. So this is basically a rendering of what my car will look like literally in a couple of days. I'm going to get that back on on Friday, and I'm telling you what, I'm pretty stinking excited about that, right? So I just wanted to kind of show you that real quick and let you know that, right here in Fort Wayne, there's a company that takes care of your car. I when I went in there, I had to take the parts over there in my daily, and then I had to come back home and get the car and take it over and drop it off. I had never been in the back of Sweet Cars because every time I went over there, I went into the showroom to check out what they had on the floor. Never went in the back before, but they also do PPF. They wrap cars, and they have a service department if you have an exotic, whether it's a Corvette or a Lamborghini or a McLaren or anything like that. They'll change your oil. They will take care of you. Now, I had a friend of mine actually last week, Bill. He asked me, where do I get my oil changed in my Corvette? I'm like, dude, I don't know. Other than taking it to, the Chevy dealer, I don't know. But now I know. Like Sweet Cars, they have top-notch people walking around with plastic, those rubber gloves on. It's a delicate store. We're talking high-end cars. Like my car in there is like a runt. It's it's a base model Corvette, right? But I have every bit of confidence in the fact that they are taking care of my car. And, again, they have to take that whole rear bumper off of my car. They have to drill holes in it to put the spoiler on. And that's not something I want to do on the weekend in my garage. Not with my brand new Corvette C8 that I've waited years to get. So I trust these people. They're going to do a great job. I know word of mouth, and they have done a fantastic job. So if you're looking for a place to get your oil changed, they do that too. Because actually the photograph that I just showed you, where there was another C8 sitting next to me, that car was in for an oil change. So obviously I'll take my car to the Chevy dealer to get its first oil change, because it's free. It's included in when you buy the car. It's part of the warranty and all that. But aftermarket, like after you buy it, after you get it, after you have it, if you need something done, and I'm more than likely, I'm going to probably end up replacing the tires on my Camaro. Guess what? I'm taking it to Sweet Cars, because when you have expensive rims, you need to have somebody that you trust that will do what you want them to do without messing up your brand new rims, right? So anyway, those are just basically the things that I wanted to go over with. As far as news goes, I have, let's do one thing real quick. Let's see if, we're just going to go ahead and do this right now while we're on the internet, or while I'm live. I'm going to do something really quick because I always want to keep everybody up to date on stuff. Now, I have to give me a minute, because what I want to do is I want to try and show you this, but I have to get it to where you can see what I'm doing. All right? Just give me a second. What am I doing here? Let's see if we can pull this up. All right. Let's go back to the configurator, Chevrolet.com, and we're going to just check real quick, live while I'm on the air. Let's go in the configurator and see if they've got the 27s posted yet. Now, obviously, I'm just going to use Stingray. So let's check real quick. Now, I know that they had the configurator live for the Grand Sport, and they even put some of the pricing up. But I wanted to check let's give it a, nope. Oh, look, you guys, check it out. They have the 27 Stingray configurator live. What? Literally, I checked it yesterday and it wasn't. They don't have the E-Ray because they discontinued the E-Ray. You know what, you guys? We just discovered that. How about that? Like, I think you guys need to just like be in awe, because trust me, I wasn't even. Yesterday I checked this out and it was only 25 and 26, and today they've got the 27s on there. Holy moly. There's the base price. The base price of a 26 is $72,495. 73, it only went up $1,000. Let's go ahead and let's check this out. Check it out, you guys. All right. I'm stoked. Look, pitch gray. There's the pitch gray I was telling you about a couple weeks ago. What? Unbelievable, you guys. Wow. I'm excited. Now I'm going to get stuck looking at all this. Okay, so model. Let's back up. We're going to go to 3LT. Remember, you guys, this is what I was looking at building, and I've never been able. There's the Admiral Blue. Dudettes. Pitch gray. Interior, let's page down real quick. I got to go because I have to go to work, but Santorini blue interior. Now check it out. They also, for 27, they had asymmetrical adrenaline red and black, right? I'm just going to show you this real quick, where the cockpit is red and the passenger side is all black. That's what asymmetrical means, opposite of itself. They have asymmetrical Santorini blue now available for this year. That is what I saw, you guys, when I was in Bowling Green. So this is exactly what I saw on the pitch gray car. We're going to skip over options just because I want to show you this real quick. Waiting for the computer, and there you have it, you guys. Check this out. We are actually discovering this together. Like I said, I checked this yesterday. Might have been Monday I checked it. I think it was yesterday, though. Pitch gray, Santorini asymmetrical interior, and that's just basically a coupe with nothing else on it. I'm going to take the top off and show you that real quick so you can get a bird's eye view of what it looks like with the top off. It kind of gives you a better view of the inside. You guys, wow. There it is. I can't believe it, you guys. Holy moly. I'm so excited. Like, they literally just put it up today. And we got to discover that together on MusicMan's Garage on Shop Talk. How cool is that? I don't know if you're excited, but I am. Now, guess what I'm going to be doing? I'm going to be doing that, building cars again now forever on the 2027 model year. Like, wow, that's awesome. Yeah, I got impatient, and I couldn't wait for them to build me one of those with the bigger motor and everything. So I'm happy with what I got. Stay tuned, because in the couple of days I'm going to get back my C8 Corvette, and I'm excited to have that. There's also a couple of videos floating around on the internet, on social media, of the possibility of them starting to make a C9, and they said probably 2029 or 2030 is when they think that platform's going to possibly come out. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. There's a lot of speculation, but what my goal is to enjoy the C8 that I have right now and have it for 3 or 4 years. And then, yes, I'm not going to trade it again like I always do, but here's what I'm going to do. I have every intention of keeping the car that I have for a while. And then right around the time that I retire, I want to order my another C8, and I want to spec it out the way that I have that I want to spec it out, like everything that I think I want on it. If I'm healthy and wealthy and can swing it, house paid off, everything else in order, that's probably what I'm going to do, my last move right before I retire. And I am absolutely extremely excited, you guys, because we just got to discover that the configurator for 2027 is live, you guys, and it has pricing on it. I'm freaking stoked. Hey, and somebody by the name of Dave Bow. I'm pretty sure that's my best friend. He's what's up, Dave Bow? Pretty sure that's my friend from driving a truck. I met him a few years back. Thanks for giving me a shout out. It's good to see that hopefully you're enjoying your vacation, and you don't ever get to check out my live while it's live because you're in the process of getting ready to take your semi to Chicago, in which case, enjoy your vacation, Dave, and thanks for giving me a shout out real quick. And again, thank you guys for tuning in to Shop Talk and hanging out with MusicMan today. But I have to sign off because unlike Dave, I got to go to work. So thanks for saying hi, Dave. Just remember that I know where your lake house is, and I like steak. So don't forget that, Dave. The 4th of July is coming up. And, you might want to see my car in person. And I might take you for a drive in my C8. Just throwing that out there, Dave. I'm just, I'm not putting any pressure or nothing on you, but, anyway. So you guys, I appreciate you hanging out with me today, and check it out. Once again, the configurator on Chevrolet.com is live with prices. I'm excited about that. So excited about it. Can you tell? So I'm going to sign off for now, and I will see you in 2 weeks. And actually, that's going to be the first Tuesday right after the 4th. So it'll be July the 7th. I will be back, and we will go over some more updated information, whatever comes out in the next 2 weeks. So you guys, thanks for hanging out with me today on Shop Talk. MusicMan, I am going to sign off for now.